A little while ago I looked at the Hydro G Pro from FSP, an absolutely fantastic power supply, 80 plus gold rated, tons of connections for anything you want to plug into it, and I thought it really can't get much better than that, can it? But then they brought out an 80 plus platinum unit as well. So let's take a look at this after I pay some bills from this video sponsor. Looking for a laptop for the new school term? Asus Predator Neo has you covered for all of your school and gaming needs. Powered by an Intel 13th Gen i7 processor and Nvidia RTX 4060 graphics, the Predator Neo has its performance on tap. Whether doing heavy CPU intensive schoolwork or playing your favourite games on its gorgeous 165Hz Quad HD screen, the Neo is always ready to perform. On the topic of games, you can also enjoy some of the latest and greatest games with the free month of Microsoft Game Pass included with select laptops and PCs, featuring titles such as Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends and many more. Visit the link down below to learn more. So I actually got this power supply to go in with the Hypervolt 3 build, but one thing that I failed to realise is it's actually a very small ATX power supply on SFX. So we're going to look at it anyway, because I still think it's going to be a cracking power supply, especially 80 plus platinum, like the best efficiency you can possibly get. So the reason I thought it was an SFX, if you can tell on the box, it looks really quite small. It's only 130mm in length, which if you know traditional power supplies, they're generally 160, if not a little bit longer. So it is a very small unit for the power that it puts out. So there you can see why I thought it was an SFX. It's just so tiny, and 1000 watts. You can also get an 850 and a 1200 if you want something a little bit more. So I think you can see by that why I thought it was a SFX unit, especially by the photo. It just seemed really small. But we've also got some Velcro cable ties. There's also a jumper if you're doing any water cooling. You need to bring some water through your loop. You can use that. There's also 4 screws there as well. We've also got a manual. There's a power supply user guide, and we've also got some of these little stickers. We saw these on the last one as well. You can change the colour theme if you'd like to. And then we've got our bag of cables as the last thing in the box. Into the actual power supply itself. I've gone a little bit quicker into this. I generally spend a little bit more time on the box, but I really wanted to get into it. So this is a full ATX 3 compliant unit. Now you can see the 12 volt high power connection. It's got loads of the different protections for over circuit, over current protection, all that. I'll put them all on the screen so you can see those. Like I said, we've got those changeable sides. Comes with the blue, but you can obviously change them for the green or the red if you'd like to. On the back we have got a eco mode switch and obviously our standard switch. Eco means it won't spin that fan unless it's over 30% load, so great for keeping your system nice and quiet. And the fan on that is a 120mm fluid dynamic bearing. Also, like I said, 80 plus platinum rated, so that's 92% efficiency. If you're in the UK, that will make a great benefit for your power, because electric's so expensive. Running a more efficient power supply will save you money in the long run. Also, another thing to note, this has a single 12 volt rail, so if you're doing it overclocking, it's going to be a lot more stable than having a power supply with 2 different rails. And it's also got LLC topology, which helps lowers the switching losses and boosts the efficiency as well. So a bit of waffle, that's all the tech things I think we need to get out of the way. But yeah, as you can see, a very small unit. In my hands, this does look like an SFX, but I have got big mitts. When I did my Asus AP201 build, one thing I said is if I had a smaller power supplies in the length, it would have been really beneficial to be able to fit a fan properly in the front, whereas it was kind of jammed at an angle. So a power supply like this for that would have certainly been beneficial. So let's have a look at all the cables that's included. We've got a nice cloth bag. The first one we're going to see is the power cable. This is a Taiwanese cable because it came directly from the manufacturer, but of course you'll get the region dependent one where you are. Then we've got all of our cables. These are all like flat ribbon style cables. Then we do have one braided one, which is the 12 volt high power. So that's all of our cables out. So we've first got the 24 pin on the end, again ribbon style, so just a very flat basic cable. We've got EPS connectors. We've got an 8 and then a 4+4, so if you've got a B760, B650, generally have a 8 and then a 4, you can do those there. The 12 volt high power cables, you can see this is a sleeved cable, fairly dense braid, and the cable underneath is all black as well. I've said about this in other power supply videos, but it does make me wonder if they buy these in bulk, as they're obviously very different to the other cables that are included. But once it's in your system, I'm sure it won't matter too much anyway. Next up, we've got our PCIe cables. We've got 2 cables and each have got 2 6+2, so you can do a total of 4 8 pins. So you've got enough to do either a 40 series card, or you can do something like the 7900 XTX as well. SATA and Molex, we've first got 2 lots of SATA cables that have got 4 connectors on each, and then we have got some SATA and Molex that are doubled on 1 cable. So I've said about this before, I think it's quite handy to have the option, because some devices that are a little bit older still use Molex. So this one's got 2 SATA and 2 Molex, then this one's got 2 SATA, 1 Molex, and then finally a floppy on the end. So last little things to note, I found this price wise for £209. Price might change a little bit as it kind of trickles down the market and gets a little bit more competitive, but that's what I found it for at the moment. And then all of the connectors, no matter which wattage you get, will stay the same. So you'll have the same number between the 850, 1000 and 1200 watt. So let me know what you think about this cute little unit down in the comments box below. I'll also put the link in the description if you want to pick one up. Let me know what we should use this in, because obviously it was originally for the height build, but it's the wrong form factor, so we need to put it in something. So let me know what we should do with it in the comments box. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you to FSP for sending this out for me to look at, and I'll see you all in the next one.